A reading from the third letter of St. John. Beloved, you are faithful in all you do for the brothers and sisters, especially for strangers. They have testified to your love before the Church. Please, help them in a way worthy of God to continue their journey, for they have set out for the sake of the name and are accepting nothing from the pagans. Therefore, we ought to support such persons, so that we may be co-workers in the truth. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, Blessed the man who fears the Lord. Blessed the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commands. His posterity shall be mighty upon the earth. The upright generation shall be blessed. Blessed the man who fears the Lord. Wealth and riches shall be in his house. His generosity shall endure forever. Light shines through the darkness for the upright. He is gracious and merciful and just. Blessed the man who fears the Lord. Well for the man who is gracious and lends, who conducts his affairs with justice. He shall never be moved. The just one shall be in everlasting remembrance. Blessed the man who fears the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus told his disciples a parable about the necessity for them to pray always without becoming weary. He said, There was a judge in a certain town who neither feared God nor respected any human being. And a widow in that town used to come to him and say, Render a just decision for me against my adversary. For a long time the judge was unwilling, but eventually he thought, While it is true that I neither fear God nor respect any human being, because this widow keeps bothering me, I shall deliver a just decision for her, lest she finally come and strike me. The Lord said, Pay attention to what the dishonest judge says. Will not God then secure the rights of his chosen ones who call out to him day and night? Will he be slow to answer them? I tell you, he will see to it that justice is done for them speedily. But when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from the third letter of John, verses 5 to 8. This is a short letter, probably the length of what you could write on one piece of papyrus, as was 2 John. And this one commends to the community that they welcome those who have gone out to preach for the sake of the name. Remember, there's a Docetist heresy in this community. And in 3 John, it seems as if some members of the community are hesitant to welcome missionaries because they don't know where they stand. They don't know if they stand for the truth or for error. What does the author of this letter say? Welcome those who stand for the truth. Now, obviously, his position is the truth. Everybody else's is error. So it's a little bit difficult to see how they would discern what the truth was and what wasn't, especially in a first century community that doesn't yet have an established hierarchy. The Gospel is from Luke 18, 1 to 8. This is a challenging parable about prayer. Jesus speaks about a judge who wasn't giving the rights to a widow in a town, and she nagged him and nagged him and nagged him until he finally gave in, saying, I don't care for justice or truth, but she's nagging me, and if this continues, she'll kill me. I'll give her what she wants simply to get her off my back. The challenging thing is that the judge is then compared to God the Father. And the idea is that we should pray almost nagging God. Here we have to be a little bit careful because if we misinterpret it, it almost implies that the more prayers we say, the more credits we build up in heaven, the more God has to give us what we want. Remember, God is a loving parent who will give us the most loving answer possible. So if the answer is, yes, I will heal you, that will be the answer. If the answer is, I will meet you on the cross, that will be the answer. Whichever the answer is, though, we should be continuous in our prayers. We shouldn't give up just because we don't see results immediately. But our prayer should not be magic. The difference between prayer and magic, prayer is an act of surrender and trust. Magic, an act of control. By magic, we're trying to control God's actions. By prayer, we're surrendering to His will. which we believe truly will be the most loving thing possible. And may God bless us.